Tidebound in this best of 3.
Yeah, this is so interesting. Like, because with what Fear was talking about too, it's like you're versus TA, you're versus Doom, right? It was an invite to get Medusa, and we've seen teams do that before. They opt to go down this Underlord route, so it's it is quite interesting. And looking at these different facet choices, we're seeing he's gone Demon Reach this time around. Looking at the other ones, I think I saw one other one that was out of the ordinary. It was the Grimstroke one, so he did take Fine Art on the Grim as well too. So we might see that stacking come into play that they were mentioning. So yeah, this is cool.
Oh, let's have a look. And another game, indeed, as the panel pointed upon, where nothing to say. He's happy to be signed up for some rough mid-lane matchups.
Yeah, he just launched this. They've been doing this every game that we watched them.
Every game last series that they played.
Yep.
Worked out, obviously, in the long run.
It did.
But yeah, nothing to say. He is not afraid. He welcomes the bad matchups to play in the mid lane.
He's the catch-up guy, you know, because that game, what, was like the Sand King versus the Monkey King, right? He had this terrible time, and then he's back right after the 10 minutes. Even though he's playing versus the Mage Slayer, I don't think he ends up losing that game. He did recover in both of them. Yeah, I'm curious to see how this is going to go down and see what itemization we get. Because the Primal, like they mentioned, the Aghanims is probably one of the things that they're looking for versus the Bristle and the Monkey King as the game progresses later on. But yeah, just a hero that we've seen kind of just disappeared. And it's interesting to say so too, because it got buffed in 7.3 HC. You get more stacks on your Uproar. And Nature's Prophet is one of the most popular heroes. And Primal used to be the counter versus NP. So yeah, it's interesting stuff to see.
What do you make of the side lanes? Are there any sort of side lanes here in this game that are going to be pretty one-sided?
Side lanes that are one-sided. I feel like Radahn should do pretty fine bottom, right? I feel like he's going to have a pretty uncontested lane down here. With the backup of the Warlock, I don't see how they really touch a Bristleback. So I would say that's probably the one that I'm looking at to have absolute free farm. Oh, I did also want to point out that Shiro went for the Meld bonus rather than the Refractor. So also another thing that maybe is a difference maker. I'm going to be looking at Collapse a lot because I'm really curious about what the concept of the Underlord was. Besides just like, you know, wrapping around team fight and just what his spells actually do. Just what the overall concept really was of it. And maybe it is just a lane that he really likes to play it versus the TA, right? Could just be something like that.
And Firestorm is super nice. I mean, in terms of the build, do you imagine he's going to go for just the Aura build, or are we going to get something else a bit more offensive?
Could still be, I want to say could still be Albert because you're playing versus that TA in some situations, but probably just still the Aura route, I'd imagine. Yeah, I'm really curious on it, though. This is a pretty strong lane, too. Now that we're looking at it, you know, Jakiro overall, obviously one of those like super strong laners, as we've seen most times, but these two actually pose quite a good threat versus TA and Jakiro, because they're slow. They have a ton of little poke damage that comes up between the two of them from Rue and from Collapse. So far, having a pretty good lane up here. Did use a lot of mana, since they did use the pit early on to go for an attempted kill. Yeah, I feel Radahn, he's going to be the happiest overall in the game. He's just literally will have zero pressure as a Bristleback in the game in these first 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, a super chill lane to farm in. I mean, any time, right? You've got the backup of a Warlock. You're having a great time as these carries.
Yeah. Bach does find, I mean, probably the best creep he could find. He does get the Chain Lightning, so that actually could maybe change a little bit of things down here since he's going to have infinite mana to spam it with the stick charges. So we'll see if that does turn the tide of that, at least. But yeah, I feel like Radahn, he's chilling. So far, mid lane, 12-5, 9-3. Not super miserable yet, but it's about to become super miserable for nothing to say, of course.
Yeah, it should. Sort of kind of what, level 3 onwards. Yeah, you got the 2 points of the Jingu, then you just don't stand a chance of trading with a Monkey King.
Yeah, he gets his boots, he gets the Orb of Frost, and then once he gets the Corrosion, it's very difficult for you. But you do have options to cut waves and, you know, even make rotations elsewhere. As nice play there from Laurel. He's trying to stop him from getting the range creep, but I think the trample actually ends up claiming it. All 3 lanes looking pretty hot. Top lane, of course, you're still seeing Shiro get the last hits, but Collapse has the lane in a, I mean, beautiful position. He has it at his tower with double range creep, so he's going to be able to get a lot of extra CS up here and prevent quite a bit from Shiro. Bach.
It's a lot of damage.
Goose.
These bonds as well. I mean, Radahn able to chase them down. Get the first blood. Probably get the second as well here, Maposhka.
Gives him the mango.
Double kill for the Warlock.
But it's well worth it. Yeah, that chain lightning not even making a difference. He's trying to get the spam out. They got him a little bit low, but yeah, this lane, it's devastating. This is really the one to look at. They got the dream setup for a Bristleback. Bristle versus Doom with a Warlock behind him. Yeah,
this lane is going to start getting very difficult to play for Tidebound now.
And it's
those 2 deaths.
It's dangerous to give up kills early too, because Miposhka is a Warlock. So that Grimoire, he's at 3 stacks already. He's level 4. He'll have 6 instantly as soon as he gets the time to consume it. Just even getting 2 or 3 kills gives you enough of it. As here comes that lane drag. Laurel trying to meet the wave.
He should be able to.
He got the money creep too.
Got the important ones, got the range.
There's nothing to say, going to try to charge through to get it. Doesn't probably want to risk his positioning.
Yeah, that'd be a bit too dangerous.
Yeah, that's like an Owen charge maybe to security.
You get the CS, but you're probably dead.
Rue swinging over. Says hello. Doesn't take away the bounty, so nothing to say is actually able to claim his bounty to refill his bottle. That's quite nice for him. And Shiro is getting pretty much free farm up top in that lane. But so is Collapse. Collapse is getting a fair bit up here. With the backup of Rue. Alright, so since Planet did end up going for this fine art, you end up playing around stacks, right? This is just the way that it ends up being. You always want to get these extra stacks. So I'm already seeing Miposhka. He understands that. He walks over, blocks the camp with the sentry, and they're going to be likely ready to contest those stacks too. There's nothing to say. Can he play his way out of this? The corrosion just gets delivered.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah,
he's gone.
He's gone. It was literally the corrosion literally got delivered on the courier, and Miposhka's got the blood grenade. More XP.
I tell you what, bottom though.
They'll fight him.
They'll be able to punish Radahn on his own.
And look, he tips Miposhka. He's like, "You leave your Bristleback." See what happens.
that's the level of tipping you need to be bringing to the game. You got to be doing it in your pubs. Don't tip the person you killed.
No.
Tip the person that you know they're going to be mad at. So you just kind of you justify their anger, and then you create the division between the team.
Oh, and we're also going to get the Dota Sama build, aren't we?
With the Lincoln's
The Lincolns, because he's playing versus Doom. Maybe not the Glimmer, but Radahn is definitely going to go the Lincolns this game. He already has the purse. Planet versus Laurel. These impaling arts are actually all missing by Rue.
I still can't turn and fight Laurel though.
I think Rue missed the last 5 impalement arts, actually.
He's going to hit the next one.
Would have probably got a kill if he landed at least one of those, but not going to be the case. Good punish play there from the side of Tidebound to at least get that kill onto Radahn when Miposhka left the lane. Perfect time to seize opportunity.
So what sort of creates the perfect situation where going for the Lincoln's rush feels good on the Bristol?
He's versus Doom.
That's enough. Well, it's got to be sort of down to the fact that he has certain other elements of his lineup, right?
Well, I'll tell you right now, Dota Sama built it even when there was 0 spells.
He does it every game,
He does it every game. Lincoln's... Well, I don't know how much he does now. This was months ago.
I think he's still been doing it recently. I've seen on some streams.
You've seen on some?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, it's an approach that we've seen tons of people do and kind of copy him. We even saw a shout-out from 33, if I'm not mistaken, from the last Wallachia, when they said shout-out to Dota Sama for the Glimmer builds on the cores. But this one is the Lincolns, so for those who don't know, we just explained it. So Shrines, 1-for-1 exchange. Balance in the world. Nothing to say. We'll farm the double camp that was stacked for him, but it does get, was blocked from the ward that we saw from Miposhka. Ancients are tripled.
And who's going to be taking those, the TA or the Primal?
Probably the Primal.
Miposhka, Golem ready to go.
They're going mid.
Miposhka's got the Golem. If he can get over in time, he'll drop it, but Lar's already gone.
Great move. Just before he can get the opportunity to go for it.
And maybe if he was a little bit closer, Miposhka might have been able to interrupt a bit sooner.
It's a Golem used. He's going to get his Sentry Ward down again. He'll find the Obs Ward. He scouts the Ancients, so they could actually bring Radahn over to maybe contest them with the coils.
Well, that'd be bigger. Yeah, you could get the Bristol. Yeah, do it, right?
Or Miposhka maybe just starts farming a little bit with his Golem.
I don't know how much you can farm with the Golem, though. It's a big stack.
If you pull it out and hit it, you can farm it.
All right.
They got to walk over.
Miposhka.
This is hilarious.
How much of this is he going to get? Can he actually get this?
He's bringing Laurel and Radahn. He might take it all.
They got to turn up, Tidebound. They can't let this happen.
Planet, does he get a big stroke? He does get at least 2 of the creeps.
But most of it is definitely going Spirits.
Nothing to say is here.
There's the Doom.
Get the Doom.
Lucas commands down there as well as the balance strike onto the 2 of them. Nothing to say, he's dead. Mark tries to step up. They'll get the Ice Path down onto Lar and Rue. He's falling very low down, will end up ticking out, but Spirit can push forward.
Laurel.
Jingu's built up. He's healing up, Lyle, as he'll survive. Bark will go down. Planet is able to snipe Rue at the end of it all, and some of the ancient stack does still remain. He's going to have the Jingu charges here with the Boundless, Lyle, if he wants to lay this down.
Oh, Planet! Oh my god. He almost walked into it.
That's true. If he gets caught, that might have been enough
That would have been a kill.
him.
It would have killed him 100% if it hit him.
Can he snipe anything more, Planet? He
did.
can.
He got 2.
And maybe can set up for a kill potential. Throws down the grenade. They look towards Lyle. Nothing to say. Tramples on top of him.
Planet!
You know, at Tidebound, they do make sure that Spirit don't get away with this play. You know, a decent amount of the stack goes to Spirit, but not without a few deaths themselves.
I kept clicking on Collapse, and I'm like, oh, they're going to, use the Fiend's Gate, they're going to bring the numbers, but he didn't. He just stayed in the top lane, didn't get involved.
Yeah, where was the Underlord?
Yeah.
Collapse? He was like, guys, what are you doing over there?
So he was
I don't want to be a part of that.
He was contesting versus Shiro a bit,
Yeah.
but yeah, didn't end up joining, and Shiro ends up getting free farm while his team ends up winning that contest of those Ancients. Great stroke of fates there from Planet.
Trying to dive in for Bark.
He's got the move speed. Is it enough? It is. He's got the quickened Polywog charm, so extra 15 move speed, phase boots plus ink squall allows him to get the distance.
And that, even got that tornado out in them as well.
Yeah, true. True that. Did slow them down. That extra little bit doesn't matter. Huge. They're able to protect the stacks. They get the TA to farm all in the meantime while they only have 4 people contesting those stacks. They killed Radon as he walked in too. Really solid stuff. Still see nothing to say, struggling a little bit here, of course. But he tends, as you said, he's a sacrifice a lot of times. And he was put into that situation where he was, of course, sacked. Level 6 on Planet. Doesn't take the soul bind. He wants the point in the silence first. Laurel as the backup of Rue, so he can play closer toward the mid. I think Rue just hit 6, so they've got the Wheel of Wonder. Looks like they want to make a move onto the TA, slow down Shiro since he's had a pretty free time up here. They seem to have a read on it, though. I mean, they were already drawing the line that they were potentially looking for that gank setup. I saw Y actually draw it. Speaking of Y, another stack. Very stack-heavy game. Triple stack on that hard camp. Looks like they'll potentially try to either kill Collapse or protect a move that could be upcoming onto Shiro here. The 2 supports are moving. I'm gonna say we'll clear out that stack quickly.
Radiant are scanning.
That collapses out of here.
Yeah, just jungling it up.
Not going to get caught by that smoke. On the mid, Lal.
There's the nice thing about this Demon Reach, with the Atrophy Aura, you're able to just go back and jungle, so...
Yeah, he's farming pretty nicely.
Maybe there's something here. I mean, this is a hero I think that's actually quite underrated still at this point. Doesn't really get played too much. I feel like a lot of these because of how good some of these offlaners are, a lot of the other ones just get overlooked, but we'll see how much he can actually do with it. 2-2-4 skill build on him. $1K lead now for the side of Tidebound.
I think they're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, does seem like it. Bach is getting away with being able to stand in his lane bottom.
Yep.
Slowed down the Bristleback. Laurel.
He's going to try for Planet, but Planet, it's going to be fine.
And they have to be careful. They have a really good lineup on Tidebound to counter any type of aggressive plays with the Primal Beast, with the Grim, with that Jakiro. So Laurel does have to be a bit careful how he overextends. Great ways to punish that. Even if there's Rue behind him with the Escape Act. Again, the stacks. It's going to be a game of stacks when you're playing versus this Grim. So another triple stack, another double stack. Laurel's going to rotate over. Are we going to have like the most fights of the entire game just around this triangle?
I mean, it seems to be the point where they're most interested.
They're just going to clear it with the Pulverize. It's already gone. That's essentially the blink done now for nothing to say. So has a way to initiate fights without having to just charge.
Well,
Planet.
they'll get him this time.
And they should. And they have the Boundless for the stack too, so he can just throw it out if he'd like to. He will. And that's the whole one taken out. But Shiro is getting completely left alone. So top net worth for him. This Templar Assassin. I believe he's got the first component of the Deso. He's getting close to Dragonlance's Deso already at this point. 13 minutes in. And how's Radon doing? Treads, almost Lincoln's. He'll have the way to protect versus the Doom. Mid tower will drop. That's a really interesting game. It's very different from a lot of the other styles that we've been seeing teams play.
Yeah, I imagine for the most part, I think Spirit, they're probably not too concerned about the TA getting as much farm as they are, because
they're farming too.
And they've got ways to deal with the TA.
They do.
It's not a super easy game for the TA to just kind of pop off, kill everyone and carry.
I think both teams are just, I think they're both just happy, right? Both teams are very content with the state. Nothing to say, is probably pretty happy that he's been able to find a Blink Dagger at this point in the game when he was versus that Monkey King matchup. How close is this Mage Slayer? Laurel, he is about to have it done. Looks like they are going to group up here. Collapse has shown what build he's going, so he's just going to do Aura. So Pipe versus the Grim and Jakiro and the Primal Beast in particular. So they're going to have Pipe plus Mage Slayer to be able to deal with a lot of that magic damage that comes from the team fights. So
yeah, it's going to be super difficult for Tidebound to fight too. I mean,
a 5v5 will be hard for them.
The output of the Primal in particular is going to be heavily reduced, right?
Massively reduced for him and the supports too, and it's not the easiest for Shiro a lineup for him to just walk in and just hit target.
No, there's so much that can catch him off guard or
out of control.
Cause it to be very difficult for him to get stuck in.
Yeah, so actually, now that I'm thinking about it a little more, I actually think that Spirit might be slightly happier.
I think so. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I feel they're not that scared of the TA. Like TA, Shiro is getting fantastic farm, but I don't feel that Spirit are like, my goodness, what are we going to do about this TA? They've got plan.
And they've got
a plan for the TA.
Great ways to take all of these objectives. I mean, both sides do, but Spirit's a little bit more prepared for it at this point. They can take this Tormentor for free with the Bristleback. Roche is making his way toward, but see if they're going to be able to contest that. It looks like they're actually going to make the call to contest instead of Tormentor.
Yeah, they don't want to waste time on the Tormentor. They want to look for the fight and stop this Roshan from being a freebie for the TA.
The Pipe is not finished yet, but the Mage Slayer is done. Laurel?
Oh, can't quite get the Jingu stacked up. The Golem will be dropped. Now with the Boundless coming out, be able to get himself up to a 4-4. Get the Wukong's command out just in time. Say comes in with a Pulverize, but the Wukong's command was already out. He's going to survive here on the Monkey King.
The Mage Slayer, it clips, nothing to say. The damage just gets reduced
absolutely
instantly.
made the difference, yeah. He gets in, but the Wukong's was already out. They didn't have any other way to get over towards Lal, so Lal doesn't mind being grabbed and thrown about because he's not dying.
Very good aggressive move from him. That is Golem used. So it looks like they're actually going to halt off of the Tormentor for now. Look to join Collapse, play with this Golem that's still up for 20 seconds. Yeah, I think they're realizing, if we go Tormentor, they get the Roche, so we got to do something different. So it looks like the move is going to be getting Shiro.
He's got eyes on Shiro. Collapse is able to come in through the gate.
They got him. A big kill. Now they can do Tormentor for free without having to worry about the contest of that Roshan. Very likely is nothing to say.
They should be able to get out of it. It's pretty far from the...
Laurel is on the chase. He is a kobold right now. Look at Laurel go.
Is he going to go for the prediction? No. Does hit the spot, but a little too late.
How many transformations does he have again on Monkey King? It's like 70 or 80 of them. I can't remember.
Well, the ones that you can... dude, yeah, I bet.
It's like everything now at this point.
70? It's not 7.
I think it's more than 70. I'm not joking.
Wait, what can he be?
Anything.
List them all.
I'm not. Bottom. They get the catch. Oh! Almost gets away. Nothing to say. Has back.
Oh! Is pretty outnumbered here. Now, he's going to regret turning up and trying to poke back for that kill.
Done.
And killing the Bristle's obviously a bit trickier.
They've got the high ground. They still haven't claimed the Tormentor. Nothing to say is getting the wraparound here. Done.
I mean, it is 5 versus 3.
It is.
So if they can't do something here, it's going to feel kind of bad.
They feel confident playing around Collapse with that Pipe if they're on this high ground here.
I mean, yeah, this is the thing, how sort of strong Spirit are with just the 3 of them, right?
Ooh, the wraparound. Why? They scouted each other. Collapse is going to look to leave. Fiend's Gate's back up in 20. Radon is dipping.
It's going to feel a little rough. You got the whole team there, and you can't push into just 3 heroes.
But they prevent them from going for Tormentor. This move from Tidebound is really clever.
It's still a win in that sense, I guess, yeah.
They bring 5 bottom.
Get them out of there.
Doesn't expect it to be 5. They push them off Tormentor. Now they actually are the ones to get it. After all.
Oh, yeah, they still feel good overall.
This is cool. This is very, very cool. And now they're going to be the ones to get it for free. Does Spirit make the move to Roche now is the question. They are. So immediately run into the Roche pip. Will they be able to do it in time, though? It looks like they should. Okay, so they do actually get this. It looks like they should be able to get this trade-off. That's cool stuff. Both teams kind of mirroring each other's movements in a way.
And I imagine what you're getting the Aegis on Lal.
Ooh. Might give it. Yeah, you do. Because he's got to just charge in and go first.
He's the
and the
squishiest,
Lincolns,
right?
yeah, the Lincolns should be enough to protect with Verdun. Doom on cooldown, but it's going to be back up in 30 seconds. Bach, he's doing the Midas tricks, so he's getting very rich, as we see on this Doom as well. Also Planet, right? Definitely have to keep highlighting him. These stacks are making him quite rich. He also got the Shard, of course, but very wealthy Grimstroke at this point in the game. And this hero does have some fun itemization that you can do if you get very farmed. A Hex, like let's say. Of course, he's going to be going 4-step first to bail people out of scenarios of Goo and the Wukongs, but a very farmed Grim. Collapse. Fun the pickoff. It's going to be a pipe into Lotus. It is actually a very good Lotus game, too. Yeah, you're playing versus the Pulverize as well. And the Doom. These Lincolns, these single target abilities are going to definitely get turned against them.
Now, how much do you think Spirit want to push forward with this Aegis?
It's scary to push into too much of this, right? Versus the double Doom potential. This might just be one more of those farmy Aegis and look for like a fight in a jungle if they can. I don't know about pushing it tier 2. How close is the Lotus? Still a bit of way there for Collapse. He's getting a lot of farm though. This I almost said Pit Lord. Oh my god, it's been a long time since I did that. This Underlord.
Now Bach, very close to the BKB. So they will have that solid chance of getting in, and especially if they can find some sort of way to pop that Lincolns, get the Doom down onto Radahn.
There is ways to prevent through BKB though. Do have to highlight. You know, there is the Golem. There's also going to be Escape Deck. There is potential for saves that's there from Spirit. They're going to look for a fight. Have to be cautious of the overextensions. As we mentioned, the double Dooms are there. There's a Jakiro also. Shiro has a force. Actually, he sells it. He had it for a second, but gets rid of it. They want to have as many 4-staffs as possible for him. So he's actually going to go BKB himself, and the supports are going to go the 4-staff in order to bail him out of positioning mistakes.
Oh,
Planet.
there we go.
They're on him.
So if they can bail him out, forced up to the high ground. Planet is still alive. The Wukongs will help finish him off, so they'll get the kill, take down Planet within his base. They also catch Y
the Dream
outside of the base as well.
They get 2 supports. Can they turn it into this tower, though? Doesn't look like they'll be able to do it in mid, but maybe top. There's a Lotus.
I mean, Radahn, when he's hitting the buildings and stuff, it's you know, who's going to turn up and deal with the Bristle? Like, is this Bristle killable? Like, how much you have to throw down on him?
I think, yeah, absolutely. You just need to break the Lincolns to get the Doom on him, right? Essentially.
But without Doom, if you're not getting the Doom on him,
you can't. Then I don't think you can kill him. Because he's got, also to point out, just, you know, we saw the neutral items picked up. We should talk about it. The Gossamers, right? They're playing versus TA. Everyone's going to get a Gossamer. They have 3 of them. So that's actually, it's massive, really, how much it can prevent from a Templar Assassin, what she can do. As Radahn, just going to go S and Y. Bach. See the Monkey King, Laurel.
Oh, he's in and he's out.
Gets the jump in.
Well, amplified damage, Rooney wants it. He's going to have to deny it.
I mean, he gets kind of baited for this, though.
He's got Aegis, of course, so he's going to be set up for round 2.
Are they ready for this?
Their posture's got a Golem ready. And I think, you know, Tidebound, they know it. They know they can't go in for a second attempt at his life with the setup that there's behind him.
As soon as they see the 5 coming in, they're like, I don't know if we're ready for 5v5.
That was a good disengage there.
Yeah.
If they go in, they get kind of bonded and golemed. It could be a very bad situation for Tidebound, but they give the correct amount of respect there to what Spirit could drop on them.
Yeah, I don't think that they're ready straight up for the 5v5s just yet. Because just as this Pipe Mage Slayer is going to reduce so much of the damage from 3 other heroes. Once BKB is out for Shiro, perhaps, and I think he does have it, so maybe they can look to make another attempted go with this. But it's difficult. You have to find them split off, so maybe you just have to look for a collapse, because if you don't, they're going to have the numbers every time with that Fiend's Gate that he comes in with.
He's going to turn up, get his spells off, get his items off.
He's not an easy kill. With this Lotus, with this Pipe, with the Gossamer Cape. They're looking for the options, looking for the potential moves, but nothing to say during all this downtime is falling behind on net worth. He's constantly looking for kills, and Spirit's just hitting creeps. So definitely seeing that reflecting on his net worth. 10k versus the 12k of the Monkey King now. He's trying to be active, but it's just not hitting. slow-paced game. 11-8. Very methodical from both sides.
Radiant are
Wrap
scanning.
around top. But Poshka is unbelievably deep.
Yeah, he's in there.
He is very in there. And he will be punished for it. Does get the wave with the Fatal Bonds.
Get some good info as well.
Yeah.
They know that pretty much the whole squad was up there.
It is 4 heroes, right, for a 5 position, so you'll say worth, you'll say space. Again, nothing to say. Looks like he wants to continue trying to go through portal and keep making moves. He's not hitting creeps, Owen. So they're pretty much just making that call that Shiro's the one going to be hitting those creeps. Halfway to Ags on collapse. And he's still just, I feel like he's literally just hitting creeps. 258 last hits. He has over 10 CS a minute on the Underlord. So maybe that is, like I said, there's probably so many things that they were thinking about with this. Maybe they kind of anticipated the game to be slow. He's able to just hit creeps and farm also to join in. Shiro.
Coming in.
He's quite deep. He has
Collapse.
BKB.
That's the setup. BKB has to come out now from Shiro.
I mean, Radon is on the chase.
Yeah, they're going to chase on forward. White. Forced to the side. He's able to TP away.
I know BKB now for 90 seconds. Laurel, under a ward.
They're looking towards him. Nothing to say. Charges forward. They get the stun into the grab, into the doom. They've caught him.
And they silence the back line.
He's gone.
Laurel goes too far.
I can't Tidebound get anything more with this. The
Done.
trap slow out. Spirit, they're still not afraid to fight with just the 4 of them.
Nice dispel for Bach. He's holding the purge creep. Gets himself out of the pit.
Tidebound also being cautious. They know that there's still the threat of the golem.
Oh, this purge is doing work. He can actually dispel so many different spells. The goo, fatal bonds, and like, yeah, everything. Pit. It's actually pretty massive. I just saw him dispel like 3 or 4 different things there. As Laurel goes a bit far, goes under the ward, gets caught, but Doom is on cooldown now. And Roche is going to be respawning soon. Bushka wanting to get rid of this pesky vision. Looks like he does pick up a gem.
I mean, it feels like in these fights for Tidebound to stand a chance, someone's got to find this Warlock right. Because they're being so careful about fighting when they know that the Golem's ready. Rue is going to walk right into it.
Deep.
He's got the escape act.
Radon.
Bushka's heading over as well as Radon. And again, they're just backing away Tidebound. They're too terrified of the potential of getting a Golem dropped on their head.
And Shiro doesn't have BKB, so he's very scared for 15 seconds still.
Yeah.
Trying to go from some trap plays. Can't really do much. I mean, Radon is a very scary force. Even though he's 0-3 in this game so far as the Bristle, now with SNY Lincoln's plate mail,
He's a tough one to take down.
yeah, the status resistance plus this damage reduction versus the physical, it's tough. Nothing to say. Did get some space, did some extra creeps here, as we saw, after they get that kill. So he is getting closer toward his Shivas now. As Laurel needs the BKB probably next too, if he wants to play that aggressively forward. We're seeing at least one of the breaks come into play. Because I saw the Shiva's queued up from Nothing to Say, which means that Ags is going to be delayed a tremendous amount of time for him. They're going to go Silver Edge on Shiro instead.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
All right. I mean, yeah, just feeling that they've got to have some sort of more reliable way of being able to take down this Bristle.
I really thought
Even if they don't get the Doom on him.
I really thought Nothing to Say was going to do the Agonimus after the BKB this game. But I guess just
Yeah, you're right. That would give similar solutions.
it gives a break for both heroes.
Yeah.
Actually, all 3, right? Monkey King, well, I mean, Underlord's not so much, but yeah, either way, it does break them, so interesting to see. I guess maybe because he wanted the armor to have the tankiness to be able to go inside the fights, but...
Sure. He'll have it
Oh,
eventually.
he switched it. He switched. Okay, he's got Veil, and now he buys a point booster. I think he recognized. He's like, wait a minute.
I think you're right. He's like, we need the break.
He's like, wait a minute. What,
He's like, if my TA's having to buy a Silver Edge, I've probably got to buy an Axe.
Exactly. He's quite far from it, though. 3 components away. Dagger. We'll catch Shiro once. Jump.
Oh,
They're on Rue.
look at the grab. Rue, he's gone.
It's a very nice catch. That's one of the saves that gets taken away. Nothing
Does
to
have
say.
buyback, of course, if he wants to turn up and try and bring the 5v5 around the Roche fight.
This pit does force the BKB from Primal Beast.
I mean, they can't go for the Roche here. They've got to go for the fight first, Tidebound. There's no way they can take the Roshan right in front of Spirit watching them down.
Especially not with Nothing to Say with the BKB on cooldown. Rue respawning in 20 seconds. Patience from both sides. Laurel. Does anyone have a smoke? Checking around.
Shiro.
He jumps in. They have smokes on the Jakiro.
Gonna be able to check the power in down bottom. Shiro stepping up.
It isn't already. Shiro is deep. He has BKB.
Yeah. Trying to see what he can get out of them.
Lots of 4 steps coming in.
They're going to get forced away from the Roshan for now.
So there's the smoke coming out from Spirit, as you said. Innocence, Y has 2 smokes on himself too.
I mean, I think they sort of saw the majority of the team swing down bottom. Exactly, they know nothing to say is on his own.
And he has
because
no
they saw the
BKB.
direction that the rest of the team went in. Blinks there in time.
He's got no BKB. Can he get himself out of this? The Golem connects.
It's going to be able to stop him in his tracks. They slow him down. TPs are coming in. Can they get to him in time? They can. Nothing to say.
The bailout.
Should be all right here. Shiro and Bach have turned up.
Nice play from Bach. Again, just dispelling the goo. This Purge, it's having a big impact. BKB back up in 5 seconds.
They want to still push forward here, Team Spirit.
Bach, he is scouted. They get the pit.
They're ready to go. BKB has to come out from Bach. Bach tries to turn. Pots the link as he's able to get the Doom down on towards him. The escape pack buys a bit of safety for Radan. Nothing to say. Trying to stay on top of the Bristle, but Radan's able to get out the fight for now. But Poshka gets focused by Shiro, but Shiro's BKB is about to come to an end.
They're on him.
He's going to be dove underneath the tier 2 here. Fortification will come out. They get the ice path down, but the Battleless Strike comes in across Shiro, over towards the Jakiro as well. The pit catches the 2 of them. Nothing to say. He's got a final charge away, but the whip comes in to interrupt it here from Rue. Has nothing to say this time round.
What a fight.
There's not going to be anyone left to save, and surely, and Radani's continuing to try and play and tease around with Bach.
Is he going to live?
The Doom.
The Lotus.
Survive here as Bach, the last one left alive on Tidebound. He's going to get slowly chased down.
He's got the Purge again to dispel at least once more. The stun actually helping him. Can he get away?
I don't think he can.
Don't think so.
No, if they can run him down.
Suicide to Tormentor somehow. Try it.
He's running out of options. Bach's gone. An effective team wipe here from Spirit. I mean,
what a fight
they did everything they could there at the start to get that Doom in onto Radan, but just with the escape act and just the movement speed in general, I think he was running down the river as well. They just couldn't stay on top of him, and from that point onwards, the fight got very messy for Tidebound.
They were completely split up all over the place. The Wukongs ends up not really connecting so much, but look at the positioning of all the heroes at Tidebound. They're literally all over the place. No one can actually focus fire targets. These 3 were stacked together, but
all 3 cores went for Radan, and they couldn't get it.
Out. Yeah, and the fact that Radan lives to this end state and Shiro's BKB runs out, the fight's over. Right from that point. It was a 7,000 gold lead for Tidebound at that point, too.
It's a tough one. I just think it's a tough one for them to play with the heroes, especially the TA. It does not seem like an easy game for a TA, despite how farmed Shiro is.
No, he can't focus targets.
Spirit gonna feel very happy with that one.
And now they have an AC after that fight too for Radan, so a huge increase of damage for him. Nemesis Curse for Laurel was found, and he's got a BKB to protect himself too. Spirit with a huge pick in that fight, and now another one. Y has been found. Yeah, just great 5v5 approach. We said the auras, the pipe, mage, all these little things, they really do start to add up when you see the full 5v5s.
Yeah, I mean, look at Radan.
Okay. And he's got the Aegis though, so he's feeling pretty comfortable.
But they literally threw everything onto this Bristle in that last fight. It didn't get... At the end, he did tick down pretty low, but the initial burst, at least, didn't bring him anywhere close to dying at the start.
You gotta find... if you're gonna do it, you all in, you gotta find Rue at the same time. But it's a hard jump, right? You can't have to prevent the escape deck, but you also have to throw, break a Lincoln's, and get the jump to burst him through a Gossamer Cape and a Ghost Scepter. So it's just... It's a lot of elements.
It really is. It's just a very difficult game for Tidebound to play. Despite, the numbers looking as close as they are and the TA in the top spot, just the ingredients of the lineup, it feels so much more tastier from Team Spirit.
Absolutely, and it's starting to really feel like it's this single core versus tri-core, right? Even this Underlord is dealing a lot of damage in the team fights with how much farm he's been able to get. He almost has Nullifier also.
Yeah, he's massive.
So it's TA trying to kill 3 bruisers on top of her. Ghost Scepter, Planet will survive. But these Nullifiers are going to start coming out very soon to deal with them.
And the fight's going to get even more slippery as well once Rue's got his Ags.
Yeah.
You throw another escape act into the mix.
And even also Maposhka's about e-support. Rich.
Shiro, now it's the BKB TP, gets a little spooked up top.
You mentioned how rich plan it was, but long time, that's long of the days that he's been able to have that extra impact after that last fight. And there's the nullifier done. Yeah, Spirit just with a really clever approach coming out here, as we've seen it all culminate together. You're seeing all the power of
You just can't kill them.
Can't kill them, and they just have 3 cores that are scaling really, really hard. And even though, we mentioned the 7K gold lead for Tidebound, a bit of that is always, you have to mention the inflation of it because the Midas and the Doom. Spirit just very comfortable at all stages in this game. And now able to play and posture very aggressively with this Aegis and a full BKB on Radon. They've gotten like 2-3 big items on their cores after that last fight win. While for Tidebound, we do see the build, of course, deviated there from the side of Shiro, going for more damage.
They need it. And they are going to have a serious step up in damage because they pretty much have the full Daedalus on him, and they did just pick up the Ags on Jakiro.
Yeah.
So a decent amount more damage output to have in the team fight, but is it going to be enough?
That is the question. They have the Ags on Nothing to Say too, so they do have the break. So both sides got a fair bit increase. Just Spirit just got quite a bit more, I would say.
BKB's coming out. They're trying for Lal. He's able to get the Wukongs off. We'll be able to boundless out away from the Macropire, but the damage coming in for Shiro. It's bringing him low. They'll finish him off. Lal's gone. Now can they get out?
Shiro, can you get out?
Radon and Collapse ready to chase him down. Buck will drop down the Doom, but that's going to mean that Radon's going to have free reign to just run across the fight.
Shiro!
He's sliding back towards the base. He'll survive, but nothing to say. And Buck, can they live? They're looking to try and get Ruru.
Box.
With the escape pack, gets away. He'll survive, turns with him, and Payamalats back onto Buck. Buck will fall.
They'll find Laurel again,
get a kill.
But he was very alone for them to get that initial kill, and Shiro only just gets out. His BKB comes up literally at the absolute last second as the Golem hits him. But now no BKB for 65 seconds for the upcoming fight. They use their Doom. Can't get a big catch.
Yeah, still not as clean as Tidebound needed to be in it. Yeah, out of the cores, that is the one. That's the easiest core to kill.
And it's massive that Shiro survives, though. If Shiro dies, the game might just, at least the Rax will die. It literally was split second. His BKB came up at the absolute second that the Golem connected on top of him.
Yeah, I mean, they might still die anyway. Push coming in with the banner and the Golem. The Golem's kind of chilling for now. There we go. Miposhki gets it back to work. Shiro has to be cautious. 35 seconds, no BKB. We'll be able to slide back with the Hurricane Pipe, but the barracks, they're going down.
Anyway. Can't even keep them alive. The damage from these two is too high. Nothing to say.
BKB's up from Radon.
He's chasing.
Forward, they get the pit down on towards Shiro.
He's chasing.
Up towards the fountain, Radon. He's ready to get very aggressive here, forcing Tidebound back into the base.
Super aggressive. Does force the Soulbind out. They can still look to go for mid lane too. They have their ults at the ready. Wukong's is up. Golem in 60. No Doom for 30 seconds.
Aegis to tick out. So Radon, he's only got the 1 life now.
All right, can they jump Bach? He's stuck in the upheaval.
That's a lot of slows.
They will be able to keep these Racks alive. But losing a pretty commanding team fight and losing your Racks right afterwards, as another flurry of items are going to fly in for Spirit. I mean, the Underlord pick is absolutely working on, I gotta say.
He's looking very good from Collapse.
1-0 and 8. He didn't die at all in the game, and he is huge. Like, he really is so farmed at this point.
Yeah. Can treat himself what to... Going for the Gleipnir next.
Sure, he's got that Atos build the jump. Find Collapse.
See if they can kill him. Shiro's coming in with the damage.
Escape act.
And it's going to buy some time here for Collapse to walk it off. And in fact, Collapse is considering turning back in. They will find the squishier here at the back here, but Poshka gets taken out.
And he jumps forward.
He's going to get caught in the pit.
They bring Radon with the portal.
I mean, they're still considering if they can go for more at Tidebound. Shiro jumps in. They really want Collapse dead. They get the stun upon him. Collapse. He'll finally fall.
Radon.
And they deal with the Bristle. Macropire down.
Got a Doom.
Radon, he's going to push back in towards them. He'll try and bounce away. Escape pack coming in again to allow him to get out of this. Lyle's in with a Wukong's command. Finishes off the second support.
My god, Ru is being such a nuisance. These Dooms just can't be effective. They get the kill onto Collapse. Can they escape?
And they've used a lot here, Tidebound, so have to be cautious on the retreat.
Thinking about re-going in, but this is dangerous versus these two supports with Radon. They'll back away. They finally do kill
they
the
do,
Underlord.
they do get one of the big ones.
But it's expensive. They have to use the Doom to try to get an extra kill afterwards, and now you're playing versus an Aghanim Sunru. So he's got the double saves potentially versus that Doom too. He's been on point.
Radan's going to have the Aghanims himself for the next fight. He's nearly level 25 on the Bristle, surviving through this all.
Oh, that's interesting that he went for it this late. Okay. I thought he was going to go more of just like the right-click route, but pivoting. 20 seconds. Collapse will be coming back up. And you see, it took them so long to kill him.
It did. I mean, this is the thing. It just takes so much for them to get that kind of one-core kill.
It actually feels like Shiro has to use his entire BKB to kill one of the heroes, and then it's very dangerous for him, the positioning. He's level 25, Shiro. Does have those extra refraction instances. What other growth do they have? Nothing to say, getting closer towards the Shivas, but they already have one on Bach, of course, from earlier. Even going boots of bearing. And he's kept the purge the entire game to just get away from the goo stack, so wants that extra little bit of movement speed to be able to reset in and out of fights also. Don't blame him.
It could look to set up for the next rush, potentially up in a few seconds. See how long it is. It's still going to be a 3 minutes on the timer this time round.
Feels like for Tidebound they have to have a double Doom. They just the only condition for them to actually win a team fight feels like it has to be a double Doom on 2 of the cores, and that's really difficult to set up with the positioning, with how they've been kind of not standing together, the 2 cores on the side of Spirit.
Maybe get the refresher on the Grimstroke. Then you get the quadruple Doom. That's how they come back into this one. The quad Doom.
Well, they need the refresher on the Doom then also. But.
Yeah, they both got it. Yeah, no, for sure. It's going to take a bit of gold before they have refresher on the 2 of them. Shiro's going to get gone up.
Let's get the BKB.
Collapse.
That's his whole BKB. It's gone. These pits. They're very annoying.
Bug's trying to step up.
Golem. And Shiro no BKB for the fight.
Well, that was who pressed BKB? I heard it.
What? Oh, it was Primal.
I heard it. You don't get away with that one,
oh,
sir. I heard
it. Dude, that's 2 BKBs down for the siege.
Well, okay, Radan, he's ready to pop his BKB, of course, getting it on towards them. Bug had to get away. Jump forward in with the Boundless, but they had the pulverize, grabbing him in position. Doom gets dropped down upon him as well. They use the escape hack, trying to bail him out of this. He's ticking down low. Can they actually keep him alive? They can't. Lal will fall. But the fortifications had to be popped.
Very quick pulverize coming out from Nothing to Say. It was a beautiful stun from Laurel, but ends up delivering himself.
We're going to get back in on this. Nothing to say.
Break.
Charges forward. They have to break upon him. He's able to bounce outside of the base, though. Radan gets away from the attempts to Tidebound. They turn over to Poshka instead. Bounce forward with the Oak Seal Tome. Good pit hit for Collapse. Pretty much clips onto the 4 of them. Stops them from being able to chase down the Poshka. Nothing to say.
Oh,
he's grabbed an acorn. Or a pine cone, sorry.
It really annoyed him. A Collapse. We'll be able to disengage. Radan, a big pit.
Another pit onto the 3 of them.
Laurel's buying back. He's coming back into the fight.
I mean, Radan's still strong. They get the slows onto Bach. Bach can't get out of this one. Bach's going to go down. Lyle closes it over towards Y. He'll turn. He'll get the Macropyre off. Y. He'll actually somehow manage to survive. No, he won't. Fiendskate comes in. The pit clips on towards him. Collapse.
Oh, they're trapped.
Ready to shut off the escape. They can't get back to the safety of their base. There's nothing to say. It's blocked off. Killed off. He's gone. 90 seconds. No buyback.
The pit again.
The wheels out. They just can't run around. There's too many things on the ground stopping them from escaping.
These pits are enormous, of course, with the Skleipnir. Continue to catch everyone.
He brought back for this one final attempt to try and keep the game alive here for Tidebound, but the tier 4s are falling.
What an approach from Spirit this game.
Shiro
can't do it.
Pods the BKB, but indeed the throne getting focused. Boundless in, pits down again onto the 2 of them. This one, it's over. As Team Spirit coming in hot here. Last pick Collapse with the Underlord. Looked fantastic and pretty much just made this game kind of impossible for Tidebound to play, even though Tidebound, for the most part, a bit of the part, they were ahead.
In goal.
Action expected with these 2 lineups coming into play. What sort of stands out to you today here from what the team's doing, Fog? What are you looking forward to?
I mean, well, the Ember pick, we're looking at probably another Mage Slayer carrier. I think that's what they're looking to finish up their lineup with. They maybe had some other... Miposh just stole the ward! Oh my god, he actually is able to just walk in and take it. Are you kidding me? They had the ward down beforehand. They saw him drop it.
Oh no!
I mean, I've never seen this in a pro game, Owen. In 14, 15
Come on,
years.
give it back.
What the? I cannot believe that just happened.
How bad is that?
I cannot believe that just happened.
Is it pretty bad?
I think actually I've seen this happen once from a bounty hunter before, I want to say. But that does not happen, Owen.
What, a Bane just walking up
They
and,
start with 3 obs wards now.
Well, you know, they just want to play this on hard mode here, Tidebound.
This is insane.
Bog? Well, it's got to be careful.
Speaking of hard mode, there's a sentry.
Yeah, they'll drop it.
They've got the sleep. Can they save him? Laurel might actually be the one to go down. Yeah.
Honestly, they kind of messed that up, Fogged. I don't know if you saw, they nightmared and chained at the same time.
I saw.
So, whoopsie-doo.
Oh, man, the power shot connects onto like 3 heroes, too. All right, well, I mean, that's okay to lose your ward if you're going to get...
Would you trade your ward for first blood?
Hell yeah.
I think you would.
Any day, as we see the
my
highlight
God.
right here. We're going to see that.
Look at the smile. The sound as well. Those laughs.
They can't even breathe. I mean, I'm in the same state right now.
The laughs probably stopped
right.
after they gave up first blood.
probably.
But, you know, those moments up until first blood and after they saw the ward were feeling pretty good.
And now the thing is, so we have to... Laurel now has chains in the mid lane, right? So
Yeah, that's the whole chains and nightmare. It's become a bit of a nightmare.
it truly is, because now the lane becomes quite difficult. Well, not quite difficult, but a lot more difficult than it should have been.
You can't harass
Pretty
the
good
Storm,
lane
really.
for the Emperor otherwise. Now it's
level 1.
nothing to say. He's going to have a pretty good time in that. And oh, my goodness. Okay, we got to reset ourselves. That was craziness. Okay, so the Ember Spirit, Mage Slayer carrier is what they want. Tidebound, they have a very good lineup that thrives off of Chakra. These are godly Chakra heroes. They have Beast, like everybody, right? So it can definitely make a lot happen with Planet playing this. But speaking of Planet, he's trying to drag Creep Wave, but he's playing versus Bane, which is the best hero in the game to stop that. He will be able to survive, but the wave is not dragged. All right, Laurel re-established after that second wave. Should still be able to have a pretty good matchup. But nothing to say, he's going to have a very good time now in the mid lane because of the kill and...
Yeah. And compared to what he's usually used to playing in the mid, right? Where we've had him just have pretty devastating hero matchups. This one, as you say, you know, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible.
This one's just, I call it, this one's like the skill matchup. You know, some people like playing the Storm, some people playing the Ember, so...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, both getting pretty low in the mid.
Yeah, big harassment coming in. Got the bottles, of course, the water.
Planet.
Planet will go down. This is going to be the hard lane. Even though Bach didn't die originally at the start, it tends to be the case with the Sanking when you're playing versus these strong 5 positions. And Bane, definitely one of the strongest. I believe that's probably why. Besides Miposhka just loving this hero, probably another reason why they wanted to have it. Really good at punishing those weaker offlaners at the early few levels. Nice deny there from Collapse. Gets the money. Shiro's kind of struggling. 10-1 up here, but 15-6 on Collapse. It's a very strong duel lane that they've got up here of spam and damage with Collapse and Jakiro.
Yeah, Lars super low in the mid, and he's out of bottle charge. He just has the one verifier. He's going to have to get a salve sent out.
Looks like they're going to call to Miposhka to help out the mid lane. Nothing to say. Does he get caught by this? Does not. Okay, and he's just going to go for, because he had the single point in the chain, so rather than going for any extra flame guard points, he's just going to multi-point chains then instead of it, so okay. So still will have a very good impact to be able to make the rotations around with that. Yeah, I mean, Collapse is going to be full free farm. He had an excellent game last time when he was pretty much left alone to devices. This is a Centaur who's going to be quite formidable. Radon. A fair bit of damage. He's got the Lotus. Be okay.
Has to be careful still.
Should be alright. Top. Water Rune. Brew will be able to take down away. Nothing to say. Denies the bottom one, so Laurel won't be able to get a refill. He's still very low, but nothing to say is low HP as well.
And they want to try and see if there's a chance to kill off Rue, but indeed.
Oh, they passed the Lotus over to Laurel. If they actually get that Lotus and they get the dual breath connect, they could get a chain set up and get him perhaps a kill there. Still both lingering. Both of the The 4 and the 5 lingering around the mid lane just in case. I mean, the power shot potential, right? If they get a Vortex into a catch, he could snipe Laurel. Will reveal himself, though, and go back toward the lane.
Let's see if they can get aggressive onto Shiro.
And just some harass. Did they block these camps? So they blocked the stacks, at least from the Ancients, from Poshka when he was making that move over toward mid, but obviously not blocking the right side. So Bach, he's recovered his lane. He's at 21 CS, and now he has pretty massive stacks, actually. I think it's a quad stack and a triple. So we'll be able to get enabled nicely, and they're definitely not looking to contest that one this time around.
Yeah, it's going to put him in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, they're pinging it out, so they know, but yeah, they can't make it there in time. So great stacks coming out from Planet. Sure, you're not slowing down the Tiny's farm, but at least you're getting yours on the flip side. Rue just continuing to play around mid, just looking to try to bully Nothing to Say before he hits 6. But Planet is also staying in the area.
They'll kill him top. A collapse. Chased down there by the two of them.
Got left alone. All that chase out from the Boars and the Hawks. Extra damage from Y. Now looking towards shifting mid. Power rune up in 10 seconds.
So they get the setup. Look at the chains.
Big damage.
It's too much for Nothing to Say to survive through.
He got caught. I think he got hit by the double impact there. It might have been Slight just doing way too much for him. Planet will take away the rune, but they get the kill that they've been waiting for a long time with the Jakiro. And he does have his bounty rune to go back to. Oh, wait, actually he does not. Just kidding. So he'll have to go back. He'll be able to refill with the Remnant, though. As we see Bach finish off those stacks.
He's going to make pretty good time on the Blink this game.
It's not going to be phase boot Blink, as we see a lot of them do, but either way. Pretty good considering. He was playing versus a Bane in the lane. But yeah, Radon, complete free farm on this Tiny. Pretty big difference between him and the Beastmaster, too, even though the Beast got a kill. 700 ahead on this Tiny. And now Collapse as the Vanguard, so very unlikely to die again unless they bring 3 or so heroes onto him. Miposhka is looking for a steal. They got to bring 2 heroes over because he can sleepwalk them out of the shrine.
It's still risky, yeah, but the 2 of them here, Miposhka's not going to get away with this.
And they'll just kill him. Buy some time, but they'll be able to get that. They didn't get it. Guys, you didn't get the shrine yet.
Who wants it?
Guys, you didn't get it.
What?
Did they forget?
There's no way they forgot.
I think they think someone got it.
Well,
they'll get it. They'll get it back. They'll go back.
Someone will go back there eventually and be like, oh, yeah. You know what? Nobody got it. Buck's going to go again.
Buck's going to go, okay.
Here we go.
I think he's going to go jungle.
And then
he's going to tell them. Yeah, he's like, oh,
there we go. Ah, there we go.
They're like, all right, you can take it, fine. It'll go to the Coddle, so Wind Ranger will be a slightly less on the level. Shiro.
Trying to dive in on him. Collapse up.
Stampede.
So going to close in, walks up, gets the hoof stomp. Buck's going to be in with the turn up. TP's in, Burrow strike out on towards him. The Roar to follow things up. They've got him under the tower, but the Stampede's there. Collapse is able to get out.
Laurel's here.
Planet caught by the Ember Spirit.
Huge damage again. The double slide catching on the front onto Planet. Looking for more. Can't get Bach. Getting poked. Ooh!
Almost. Pretty low here.
That hits him. I think he dies. Laurel also still very low. Miposhka will be the one to get caught. There's a power shot still available. If he hits Laurel...
I don't think it's enough.
Oh, it's definitely enough if it hit.
Really?
Yeah, it's 270, Owen. And it's an execute.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. How much is the max damage? Yeah, I'll give you that.
It's a lot.
Yeah, you're right. He's definitely good.
Doesn't connect it, though. Laurel goes back toward mid. A lot of damage done onto this tower here, actually. Nothing to say. During that time when they were spending top, he was just beating on it. Almost brings it completely down. Actually huge. Laurel.
They're going to turn back towards him.
Got a Remnant.
He's got a bit of mana to play with, Nothing to Say, but Miposhka here by his side. And
dead.
He's dead. All right, wasn't able to live.
That looked really weird.
Yeah, Did you tell? I thought he was going to be able to live.
I think attack was following him in the slide, and as it finishes, it hit him.
I mean, that definitely happened.
That had to be what it was, right?
So it must have been a proc of the passive coming in. Well, probably we'll get it on replay, maybe.
That looks cool. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, because I think otherwise, right, there was a nightmare save potential, right, from Miposhka. He could have potentially kept him alive. Same time, though. Top, 0.
Bach making the move with the blink.
Back over the mid, Lyle. Looking to get back into the action, get aggressive. We'll be able to chase down Wyatt with Rue.
Rue gets the kill. Laurel is starting to get hurt on his net worth, though, from these moves. 2 deaths on him. CS not looking the best either now, 44.
Now, here we go.
Okay, yeah, wait.
So was it just sort of the overload damage coming in at the end?
I guess it just, yeah.
Remnant thrown.
The attack, I think, followed him after the slide. Let me see. Oh, no, the Remnant.
Oh, yeah, he slid out.
Oh, yeah,
and
blind.
very stylishly threw
so
back
blind.
one Remnant to catch him there.
I'm so blind.
Very nicely
I didn't
done.
see that. Nicely done from nothing to say. 800 ahead. He's got some stacks to go back to. He's got the chakra to fill him up too. Radon still very farmed though. Echo Saber is finished up. Same thing for Collapse, but Collapse has died twice now to give up some good gold to the Beastmaster too, who's got 2 components now finished up. And Lars Mage Slayer, it's gonna be quite a bit slower after these deaths that he's had to tank. It's a very good Mage Slayer game though versus the Beast, Storm, and Sand King. So when he gets it, it's gonna be very impactful, but it is delayed for the time being.
A planet, just gonna bring himself over towards the mid.
Get the pull.
If they can get the setup onto Lyle, it's a lot of burst, but not enough.
Tower though. Will he get the deny? They will.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Planet gets poked.
A lot of focus around this mid lane.
Truly is.
Has still resulted in Spirit losing their tower.
Yeah, I think just wanting to really slow down his timing of that Mage Slayer because it really is such a, like I'm looking at it, all 5 heroes actually, it's really, really good versus them, right? Even the supports. The 3 cores are a lot of magic damage coming in the early game until those later stages, so wanting to prevent and slow down Laurel's game.
Yeah, Bark with the blink now. He'll be ready to turn up and help if the fight goes down again around the mid.
They've got great ways of skirmishing and team fighting. That being said, so does Spirit, but now with Laurel being slowed down a bit, it could cause some effects where he feels a little worried to join the fights because of how much magical burst they have on Tidebound.
Here's the smoke.
Let's see what it connects.
Put big things here, Tidebound with the blink reveal.
Laurel again. Looks like that's the target they're going for. Dawn is here.
Here comes the Epi. The Bros trap, the Slider Fist was already out, so Lars able to run it away, and Bark's just dead! They just turn, kill the Sand King immediately. Nightmare save comes in there from Miposhka to save Rue from being burst by the power shot.
Read like a book.
They were perfectly time for that. I mean, it just also happened to be right that Lyle mid-sleight of fist means that Burrow Strike initiation doesn't catch him.
Little force there. I mean, Bach wanting to punish, but yeah, Spirit 1 step ahead this time around.
Yeah, they were very ready for that Spirit.
Radon even turning up. This farm is pretty ridiculous. 7,000 in 12 minutes. Is he gonna have? I feel like he's gonna have like Silver Edge plus the Shard at the 15-minute mark almost. It's actually pretty absurd timing, and that can definitely pose some pretty crazy kill threat on these more fragile heroes like the Storm early on. Collapse again being chased out. He's got the TP at the ready.
Should be hard to get out of this. Yeah, they got him.
They got him.
Can't get away from these. Done a few times this game, Collapse, but he's making space.
He's complete space. Radon is literally untouched this game, as we've been saying, so. Laurel, of course, feeling that pressure, but some good moves from Tidebound in this early game here, as we wanted to see them do with this type of draft, too. It's like a very skirmish-heavy draft that they have picked up for themselves. I have some worries for nothing to say once Radon is ready, though, because I'm just seeing him at 1,000 HP. This is a free kill for Radon once he's got the Shadow Blade every time. Once he's got a little more, yeah. If he goes Strength Treads plus that belt, he'll be like 1440. So that'll be him in a little bit more of a comfortable position, but still risky. This Tiny's going to be scary. But so is Shiro, as I think that is the Aghanims pretty much done. So triple core timings, Tidebound will be able to get together. Wisdom Rune.
Oh, they've hit the scan. They know someone's in here.
I'm going to say, though, he's walking in.
They've got the grip.
Script
Miposhka able to set up here from the tree line. The shackle will come in. Not in time to stop the avalanche afterwards. It was not long enough of a stun to stop Radon from getting that follow-up after the grip came to an end.
They will find Miposhka on the back lines.
Radon, he should be able to get out in the Tiny, though.
Yep.
So they'll take that.
Nothing to say, did get the Shrine, though.
That's true.
I actually don't even know how, but he did. I guess they stepped out of it for a fragment of a second there, or didn't get into it at the start there. But yeah, gets burst. The Tiny, as we said, Radon is going to be a big threat.
Rue.
Gets caught at the front.
And they'll drop the Roar, the Shackle, the everything. Make sure he doesn't get a chance to lay down a Macropire.
That was a very aggressive TP spot. Gets caught. Tower. He's getting pressured here.
I mean, Radan's still hanging around.
He's got the Shadow Blade finished. As we said, he's very, very scary. They've got the Sentry ready for him, though.
And can he set up some sort of play? He's going to have...
Collapse is here. They're looking. Bach is going in.
He's going to get the jump forward with the Epi on Radan, but the Stampede's there. Collapse able to move forward, close the gap onto Bach. Bach falls. The Shackle catches onto Radan, but there's no further damage to throw the way of the Tiny as Radan's perfectly safe. Bach falls, and the rest of Tidebound have to retreat.
Radan is still too scary. He can just walk up almost by himself at the start there. 2,400 HP. Can't quite just go for that epicenter there. And oh, they actually have salves for him. I think Miposhka's dug up like 3 of them, so he can actually stay down here. He's back up to HP. Great reactions. And now Mage Slayer's done for Laurel, so let's see that again. Did they not get inside in time? Yeah, they just didn't get it in time.
And they were very close to protecting, nothing to say.
Too much burst.
I'll say that if that Shackle duration was a little longer, Radan wouldn't have been able to find the follow-up, but as it was, he does. They move back, they get the Tormentor, shard secured from Miposhka.
Yeah, if the Shackle was longer, too bad you're playing versus Tiny, so.
Yeah. Only so much you can do when you're trying to lock this man down.
And Miposhka, he gets the shard and he has the max brain step already, so his farm, you're going to watch it go up a lot. I've seen this a lot from him, and the potential of surviving in team fights, too, it does a lot. You know, that extra healing that you can do.
They're going to get that Aegis onto Shiro.
Still get the trade-off. We saw this last game in particular, both teams being very hesitant on how they wanted to do the trade. This time they will be able to get it on the side of Tidebound. Arcane Rune for nothing to say.
Are you okay though? Like, because you still give the Aegis to your Beastmaster even though you have a Storm? Or would you have liked to see it on Nothing to Say a bit more?
I feel like the Beastmaster is more important.
Sure.
It's quite a bit more important in this game, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing to say. Arcane Rune diving very far forward. Miposhka, he's found. Making him work for it a little. Gets a ward down. Was that seen?
I don't think it was.
I don't think they saw it, actually.
No, I think he'll get away with that.
Oh, sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Blink for Shiro in a second here. They're going to finish off the bottom tower. He'll have it. Then I would imagine they're going to look for these fights, but it still is not the easiest way to approach when they're playing versus that Mage Slayer. Has Collapse queued up his pipe yet? Yeah, he has. Okay. So as it's kind of similar to that last game, just the pipe plus the Mage Slayer timing is going to be pretty huge for the side of Spirit if Tidebound can't set pace afterward, set pace before they get those. So it reduces so much of their damage. Very even game though in terms of that net worth the entire time here. Less than 1K. I think it jumped up to maybe 2K for a moment there, but not even as Tidebound again, looking for a play, another Arcane Rune. Nothing to say has it at the ready. The Blink Roar at the ready also, Laurel. Doesn't show himself. Swing back toward the mid. The Kobold trying to scout things out, doesn't see anything. And Pushka.
There's the roll.
It's on Collapse.
They're going to see if they can try and burst through the Centaur. Dive forward with the Ice Pass there into the Whoostorm. They caught underneath the Tier 2 tower. The Feed Script fall up as well. He's dead. Nothing to say. He's gone.
What? Why would they? It's on the tankiest hero.
I mean, sometimes you misjudge how tanky the tankiest hero is. I guess.
That's such a risky move, Owen. Under the Tier 2, you don't see the rest of them. They have double Ice Path stuns. They have multi-stuns. Yeah. That was...
They won't be doing that again.
Yeah, that's so big.
They won't be doing that again.
But now that breaks a lot. That stagnant point of the game now.
We're done.
Done. Find himself a solo grab. Easy peasy. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That was with their Aegis too. So they blink, go for Roar. And that one
was there a point at this where it looked like it could go good?
No.
No.
Definitely not. You went on a 2,500. I didn't see anything else either. That's my worry with it. They didn't see anything, and they go for that type of play, so...
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's even without, like, the Mage Slayer reduction going on. Like, if he even gets a slight before all that out, he would be even healthier. Like,
I tell you what, though.
Anything.
If Nothing to Say had the Aegis...
He wouldn't at least die, but he might die afterwards.
He might die. Yeah, I guess at least with this, they still have the Aegis for 2 more minutes to make a play with Shiro.
That's really rough, Owen.
Yeah. And talking about Shiro, I have found him.
I'm not going to commit. They know
they haven't got the rest of them around.
They're just poking him, trying to force some reaction.
Scanning.
That's huge. So Radon now at the Shadow Blade, he's close to a BKB done after his Echo. He is walking through vision, but he's got team backup.
Yeah, they should be able to get out of it. Tidebound won't be caught off this move.
Cannot make another mistake like that on Tidebound. It's difficult to go for the frontliners, though. You have to either catch the supports or Laurel, because the other two front lines are so tanky. It's a 3,000 HP Tiny, and it's a 3,000 HP Centaur. So
Dire's bottom tower is
it's
under
got to be pretty interesting how Tidebound looks to approach the fights. Is they're going to go in
Oh,
for
here we go.
chains.
That's caught him. Into the hoof stomp. Into the avalanche. Into the ice bath. Is there anything here to save the storm?
Nope.
There isn't.
And Miposhka will get killed by the roar.
No,
Shiro.
but the rest of Team Spirit, they could maybe look for more here. Shiro is going to try and fight back, but the chains actually catches him there amongst the creep wave. Aren't stepping up, but they are being careful now that they've managed to kind of get into formation here. Tidebound. Radon. The
Yep,
toss back Bucks in with the epicenter. They're focusing Radon, trying to bring the Tiny down. They'll get him.
There we go.
Tiny to fall.
They find the catch. Even through the Mage Slayer being put onto them, they have
Rue.
the damage there. Rue.
Ooh.
Whip. Split second, will be able to get himself out. They'll defeat Radon. Can't get much more out of it there, though. At least they get some gold out of that fight. They do lose nothing to say
He's
again.
dying at the start
What's
of
he
these
at?
plays, right? He's falling behind.
He's at 0 galvanize. Actually 0.
Oh.
So not getting that type of snowball that he ideally wants to have in this game. And it's just, you know, Pano mentioned it. It was a last pick Storm, but it's into 5 stuns. Actually, we'll say 6 or 7.
I mean, yeah, we're seeing these stuns completely ruin him.
Yeah.
He needs that BKB yesterday.
Yeah, ASAP. They've done some, like, with like the Planet being able to get his positioning with his blast, he's done some decent work. It's just, yeah, still so difficult to bring down the multi-cores. But that was a good fight for them.
It was.
Reestablished that gold.
They kill the Tiny, the big
Tiny.
target right now.
Yep. Kept Shiro up. Didn't waste the Aegis, at least in that front. He'll have BKB. It feels like overall they still want to be getting a little bit more on Tidebound out of these fights. It's Mage Slayer, Pipe, and now BKB is going to be done for the Tiny to reduce that heavy magic damage that they have on their draft.
Dire are scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Collapse actually, did he pivot? No, he didn't. Okay, he's got it coming out. I was going to say, what? It's such a good game for it. It'd be weird if he pivoted. As yeah, Pipe is now done. BKB for Shiro is done. Nothing to stay still a ways away. Same thing for Bach. He's going for the Aghanims first, so they won't have the liberty of being able to have some triple BKB timing fight. Well, Spirit said they do have, yeah, BKB is going to be done for Radon. They have that Mage Slayer and that Pipe, so those 5v5 engagements look quite strong if they can have the positioning for it. Bottom, Rue will get caught. It's the nice thing about Tidebound's draft with this Coddle, with this Storm. They can move around the map, get these pickoffs if they do see people separated. And they'll smoke off that with the kill, looking for a number advantage fight.
All right, Radon's going to be ready this time. Has his BKB.
And Pushka standing in a position to break that move too.
Tower is under
Radon walks in first.
Whoop. They're going to get the lead in with the Burrow Strike, but they've gone for the Roar onto Miposhka, so kind of split with the targets they go for. Miposhka's going to be able to turn, get the heal off. Stampede's getting him out of there, but the Burrow Strike from Bach will catch him.
But Bach
Doesn't
had
he
to
finds
commit.
himself underneath the Who Stop of Collapse. Bach dies for that overextension to just finish off the Bane. Shiro has to BKB TP out of there. Planet is going to get chased down by Lal and Collapse.
Multiple, I jumped different targets, and then they have to throw away their life on Bach to be able to get that kill on the Bane. Not worth it. Gets punished immediately from it. Spirit being there. Great read again. I mean, Pushka, you could tell they knew that that smoke was
He was in position for that.
in position. Same thing with Radon on the left side. So reading the moves from Tidebound, even though they got picked off on the Jakiro, they're able to take that fight afterwards. And they're actually, I mean, speaking of reading the movements, look at Radon right now.
Oh, here we go.
The bottom. Nothing to say.
Can he do it on his own? It might just be enough.
It's close.
No, not quite.
Miposhka was starting to get closer, but
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
wasn't able to do so. But threatens, nothing to say. He just got down there with full mana, and now they're going to smoke to look for another move as he's restoring that mana. Laurel also found an amp damage. Has the SNY finish too, so a lot harder to bring down that status resistance.
Yeah, Crimson up in a couple of 100 gold as well for Collapse.
They're setting the trap over here, perhaps for nothing to say. I mean, he might walk down here to look for the camp and might get caught right away.
No, is it?
Mid lane. They're poking.
He's heading out, nothing to say.
I'm watching nothing to say while also trying to look at the mid lane, but nothing to say might just get caught here. They are so ready for him. They are reading him like a book, Owen, but he gets the zip.
The Avalanche does still clip him, though.
They got him.
Means they get the setup for the Fiend's Grip. Tosses at the ready.
They know where he... It's like they have map hack. They knew exactly where
They knew where he was going to go.
That was a sick read. Probably, I mean, Miposhka or Radon, one of the two of them likely, is understanding exactly where he's going to go. Now tower push.
That's pretty much going to be the Silver Edge done for Radon.
They're literally not letting nothing to say play. They're just not letting him have fun at all. Still 0 Galvanize zone. No, Shiro is very farmed. The other two cores are starting to get dwarfed.
And Bach and Shiro looking around the mid.
Whoop.
Oh, Bach.
Bach.
He's... run away. Run away.
Flee!
Well, I'm going to try and chase in with the Stampede. He will get to run away.
He's getting recalled, and he will...
Same time, though, Radon in the mid. Kills off Y.
Oh, he gets hit by the creep. It actually cancels the recall.
Well, they're going on Radon in the mid, but he has got BKB at the ready. They have the Roar, though.
They've got the control.
And Bach's over to help out.
They got him. They found him split up.
That's a massive one to find, killing off Radon. Got a little too greedy there, tried to get him behind the tower. Did manage to get a support pick-off, but of course, with everything going on elsewhere, with the chase down on towards the Sand King, there was no backup for him.
They can... Roche is up, right? They could probably threaten or get the Roche here with 60 seconds.
They might get another one. Miposhka is looking pretty dead.
Laurel. Mage Slayer reduction is there.
Maybe indeed with these auras coming in as well for Collapse. Can they keep Miposhka alive? They can.
And Bach now.
He's able to get out of this. Bach's in trouble as the chains will clip him.
The pipe.
Yeah,
the Mage Slayer.
The Bane looked dead for sure, but he's able to walk it off.
Glimmer, Brain Sap. It's a lot of extra HP that he gets pumped up in there. And now they can't actually go for that Roche because of this play, as Radon will have time to respawn. Laurel.
Oh.
Walking back forward. The ward is scouting. Both sides.
Lal's in. He's got the dust at the ready as well. Make sure they get the slight change connection onto Y, but Y with the Gale Force will be able to push them back. Does Lal want to keep chasing? Same with the Sleight of Fist, but Y should be fine this time. Nothing to say watching from the side.
And Radon is back up to look to contest that Roche as well now. So even though they got the pick off the Tiny, they couldn't quite get another thing because they try to go for Miposhka and he's just deceptive. It's not squishy. Collapse is going to start it. Radon's ready to go.
I think they can.
Well.
They don't mind if Tidebound come over and try and contest this. I mean, Epicenter is back up for Bach.
But they've got all these auras, and they have that vision placed now up on the north side to see the approach that can come in. Level 20 has been hit from Radon. We see that extra damage coming into play here. Stampede.
He's going to look to try and see if they can get a catch outside of the pit. They look for White. Chains are there. Into the Hoof Stomp, Ice Bath. It's going to be a very dead Wind Ranger.
Just having that extra vision that they've been placing. He does take out the Obs ward, but the wards do their damage. And they have great information with the other wards, too. They actually see Shiro on the Ancient side, so they know that they're getting this absolutely for free. And ward coverage from Spirit in this series has been top-notch. Aghanims, is that done for... Oh! Is he at the Roar top? Laurel, there's a sleep.
He's ready to try and break him out of the combo. He's able to get the Sleight of Fist and the Revenant off. Lars out of there. Bach jumps in with the Burrow Strike. They'll catch Miposhka, but again, Miposhka, is he able to survive once more? In fact, he's pretty much at full HP.
The Brain Sap.
They're barely able to do anything to him.
Yeah, I think he hit all 4 of them with that Brain Sap there, so it gets healed an insane amount as he's just doing so much work as a 5-position Bane.
They can't go on it. Rue might be a bit of an easier target. I'll say that. Okay, Bach's got to go with the Epicenter.
Is he an easier target?
He's not even going down to half HP. They've got to kill something.
The Storm zips in,
Ice
nothing to
Bath
say.
catches the 2 of them. Bach's gone. Grips onto nothing to say. The BKB's not going to save him. He's dead.
He's zipped into an Ice Path and dies in the 1 stun. Gets his BKB off literally as he's dead.
I think they can't kill these supports, Fog. They're trying to kill Miposhka. They're trying to kill Rue.
I think we're seeing of what this game is going to quickly turn into now. They've kept it pretty even through the majority of this one, but now they're unable to even bring down the supports with all these auras.
I mean, this is the thing. There's been no progression from game one. Game one, they couldn't kill the cores. Game two, they can't kill the supports.
Hey, this is just a masterclass approach here from Spirit, as we see. Just really understanding how to play versus these drafts, and really make nothing to say have no game. This game in particular is still 0 galvanized. He's getting nothing. Banner's down.
Here comes the push.
It's a tiny push too, so it's a fast one.
Who's going to dare initiate?
Shiro's BKB is up. But it's into this Aegis. I mean, Radon just going to finish off the racks. Back away. It's too tanky, Owen. And now they've got the Crimson on top. Well, they've had the Crimson on top too, but he's going to have an Aghanim soon afterwards, a Shiva's as well. The approach from Spirit, it's just preventing. It's a preventative game.
It's tough. I mean, I guess this is the thing as well with the 3 cores that Tidebound have, that none of them are really kind of heroes they can just like buy a Daedalus or they're
not that super.
Yeah, they can't buy some sort of crazy damage item that's going to make a big difference.
No, this is like the mid game draft. I would say for time where you want to be dominating the mid game, and that's not what's happening. You're losing to the mid and late game draft Spirit has with your all-in mid game draft. Because yeah, there's no traditional carry since they have the Beastmaster with the Sand King. And if the Storm was having a better game, then maybe he could be looked at as sometimes as a carry, but he has no game whatsoever. So, because we have seen Storms in the past in some situations be able to do it if they have good games, but this is not one of those. Up to 8K lead. They're all
very close to getting a grab here.
They are truly on the hunt. Radon as well, looking for a target. He sees nothing to say on the wave.
Stampede.
He is going for the Tormentor. 1v3, let's go. Radon's in. Big connection. Does he have backup?
He certainly does. It's on the way over. The support slowly walking towards him to help out, and Tidebound, no, they have to just bail away.
He was like, I'll just take the Tormentor then.
I don't know if he can do this.
He's got the Bane next to him, right?
Okay, it's still, he's falling pretty low.
There you go.
Yeah, still got a minute and a half left to burn with the Aegis.
He can just walk into 3 heroes, right? It's starting to really tell the tale of what does Tidebound do now to adapt and fix these errors that have happened in like the last, 5-10 minutes or so. Just feels like the whole game plan for them has just been completely halted with how Spirit has approached this. And really, this Pipe Mage Slayer, right? It is so massive when you're playing versus a 5 magic damage lineup, essentially. Double Glimmers plus, Pipe Mage Slayer. Workhorse is ready. You can see Tidebound hesitant to even look for the pickoffs, which is what their lineup is pretty much about, right? Doing the recalls, trying to find these pickoffs when they have any opportunities. If people are split up, it's just not the case anymore. Every single one of the pickoffs has actually turned pretty disastrous for them in these last 10 minutes. Planet, I mean, it looks like they're trying to set up for it, right? Trying to set up for these recall plays.
Shiro.
Split, but Shiro, he's the one who's caught instead. And Planet actually.
Uh-oh, I don't know if he wants to be it. He's caught by the Nightmare.
They're trying to set up those plays, but it's just, every time Spirit's just too ready. I want to say 1 step ahead, but it feels like 2 or 3 steps ahead in every single point of this game. Flip gets popped. Prevent the power shot from clearing it. Revenant's Brooch is done for the Sand King, but again, it's not enough damage. Versus all this sustain that they've been able to build up. 1 racks to fall, second one as well. Continue.
How are they going to push them back?
Arbok.
I've got the shackle. Want to collapse there to put the fortification to try and protect this final set.
The 2 tanky bruisers in the front line. 4,000 HP on the 2 of them. Final racks. They'll back away. Shiro as he's responding. looking to make no mistakes on the side of Spirit. They could probably still continue there, but just in case, being as careful as possible.
Yeah, they can get their next set of items finished up. I think we've
Yeah.
nearly got full BKB on Lal if he wants to buy that.
I think it's screw those, screw the cores. Both the sports almost have Aghanims.
Oh, you sure the Aghanims timings? Yeah, just let them get those online.
They're actually both at the exact same gold pretty much, so they're both gonna have it at that exact same moment. And they're very strong ones, of course. How dare you look at the core players? Always look at the supports. Daedal's done. Crazy game from Radon in particular. But it's all pretty much going back to that moment, you know. It wasn't like a big gold lead by any means for Tidebound almost ever in this game, but it all goes back to that mid, right? When they make that tier 2 jump on the Centaur. Ever since then, it's been complete clear sailing from Spirit. It's been a pretty clean game from them again anyway, but at that point it was like, yeah, there's been nothing afterwards for Tidebound really.
There we go, ready to approach the base. Tidebound, have they got one last hold in them? There we go. Trying for Radon. But Radon, he's barely taking any damage at all. He's just casually walking on off. They do get the shackle shot in. Now they're bringing him low. Nightmare comes in to break him out of the combo. The stun comes in. They'll try and take him out. Workhorse, it's going to keep him alive.
He saves him.
Radon survived. What's going on?
Did he just toss the Centaur while he's inside the Workhorse?
They both got tossed forward together. It was beautiful. Radon, he does still die, but they're having to come in with the buybacks here from
amazing.
Shiro to try and hold. Nothing to say. Very low on the mana. The Nightmare controlling him. Collapse steps up with the hoof stomp into the ice path, into the searing chains. Nothing to say. Goes down. No buyback for him. Triple kill for Lal. Shiro is cleaning up a couple of them.
He's alone now, though. Laurel, he's the one who's doing the work. He's got the nullifier. The Workhorse pulls him in.
There we go again. Collapse, ready to run them down. Ultra kill for Lal as he does it from the back of the cart. As indeed this game, this series, it's over. Team Spirit will take the series here today. 2-0 against Tidebound. And they look pretty good doing it here, Spirit.
Yeah, they just... It really